Very good morning, students. So in the previous class, we completed about a kinetic energy derivation, and before that we also finished some related to the work work problems. Now I want to tell you the relation between kinetic energy and momentum. So this is also important for 2 marks. Kinetic energy and momentum, that is the linear momentum. Linear momentum it is. Of course, linear momentum is we can say it is a vector. Kinetic energy, of course, we can say it is a scalar, right? Because all energies are scalar only, no? Then you take a kinetic energy formula, half mv square it is. Now this expression you multiply and divide with a m square. Sorry, it is you say m. Like you take with m. Therefore, k is equal to half m into m becomes m square, v square by m. So k is equal to mv whole square by 2m. But p is equal to mv, no? Mass into velocity. Momentum is nothing but the product of mass and velocity is nothing but a momentum. So that you take kinetic energy is equal to p square by 2m. This is the question related to the very short answer. VSAQ. 2 marks question it is. Very short answer question. So k is equal to p square by 2m. In this case what happens? K is directly or inversely proportional to m. Suppose if momentum is constant, I mean to say momentum is constant you take, therefore k inversely proportional to mass. That mean here, if 2 vehicles are moving, one is you say lorry is moving, there is a one question, conceptual question, it is you say lorry, and another one you take car. Both are moving in the same direction. See, which are moving, there is a momentum is constant for both the vehicles. Therefore, when there is a break of force is applied, break of forces are applied both the car and lorry, which travels a more distance. We will ask you like this, because kinetic energy we can represent as F dot S is inversely proportional to mass. There is a force is applied, both the car and the lorry, both are applied the same force. Therefore, distance is inversely proportional to mass. Suppose you say, when the both are the forces are applied, momentum is constant, therefore kinetic energy instead of k we can take as the F dot S, right? So F dot S is inversely proportional to mass. Then car force and lorry force, because both are applied the break of forces, so that the S inversely proportional to mass. If heavier the mass, therefore the travels a less distance. That means here, of course, lorry mass is more than the car mass. Therefore, lorry travels a less distance than the car, because car mass is less, no? Therefore, car travels a more distance. Car travels more distance than the lorry, we can say, because it is a relation S inversely proportional to m, no? Heavier mass, therefore that travels a less distance. Less mass, that travels a more distance when the break of forces are applied both car and lorry. For that case, momentum should be constant. So it is a relation to be kinetic energy and momentum. One relation it is. Now let us, on this basis, actually we have one question problem also. I will show you that in our material once conservation. Yeah, there is a question given, page number 125. Question number 2, it is given in the short answers. A lorry and car moving with same momentum brought to rest by applying a break of force which provides equal retarding force. Which of them will come to rest in shorter time, which they will come to rest in the less distance? So yes, of course, you say based on this, S is inversely proportional to mass. Therefore, that we can say both the lorry and car according to this, the second law. Therefore, car both are car and lorry, hence the lorry travels a less distance before coming to rest. That's what, lorry comes less distance than the car, but both will come to the same time. Both will come to the same time because they are applying the same force, no? According to the Newton's second law, F is equal to dp by dt. Both momentums are constant, then momentum is constant is nothing but a time also constant, we can say delta t, it is according to the second law, F is equal to delta p by delta t you take. momentum is constant, therefore delta t is directly proportional to delta p by delta, or you say f. This is of course the same, no, therefore both will come to the same time, but the distances are different because it is related to mass. So this is one question in our material is given based on the kinetic energy and momentum. Right, and let us will move to the next question in this chapter and the continuation of kinetic energy, because in the LIQ they are asking both the questions. Another one is work energy theorem. You take as a work energy theorem. Next question, side heading as work energy and theorem, work energy theorem. So what will be the work energy theorem? Right. So this is the second part, work energy theorem. It is the LIQ part B, because part A is kinetic energy and another part is, we can say, B. So let us you take again the energy statement, work energy theorem statement. We can say like this: let us consider a body of masses m which is moving with initially with velocity u, moving with initially velocity u, and when there is a force F is applied, already moving with speed is u, initial speed or initial velocity is u, and when there is a force F is applied on the body, because it is moving with velocity v, and there is a force F is applied, therefore the body moving and the velocity changes because of the applied force. It is becomes a v because of the force applied, and it is travelled a distance is s, and it is accelerated with an acceleration a, because the force applied, no, there is a change in velocity. There is a change in velocity because of the applied force. So that work energy theorem is very simple. Here the initial kinetic energy you take as Ki is equal to half mu square, because the moving with speed, and for this kinetic energy becomes half mv square. There is a change in kinetic energy, isn't it or not? Because when there is a force F applied, there will be a change in kinetic energy. That is the final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. According to the work energy theorem, work is done because of the applied force. Work is done because of the applied force. Work done by the constant force is applied is equal to change in kinetic energy. Delta indicates a change. See, delta indicates a change. Therefore, work done by the constant force is equal to change in its kinetic energy. That is, the change is always final minus, we can say, initial. This is the theorem statement. Statement is work done by the constant resultant force. When there is a force applied, yes, applied force, therefore there is a change in kinetic energy takes place like this. So that work done is equal to K final minus K initial it is. That's what we can say, final minus initial. Then we can write work done is equal to final kinetic energy half mv square minus initial kinetic energy you take as half mu square. So this is the theorem statement. Now by using the statement, now we should take a proof. See, the proof is nothing but a work done is equal to force applied and the displacements are in the same direction. So that Fs cos theta you take, theta will be 0 because force and displacements are in the same direction. Then work done is equal to Fs cos 0, then it is F into S. Of course, F is nothing but you take as a ma, very simple derivation. Almost kinetic energy and work energy theorem derivations are same. Almost we will take there also same thing in case of a kinetic energy derivation. So that here A we should get. Again you take V square minus U square is equal to 2as. So we should get an A value because it is moving with speed U and it is finally comes to the V. Then you get A value. You say equation 1 it is V square minus U square by 2s is equal to A. This is equation 2. Simple, you substitute here. Then we will get the final expression. Now substitute. 2 in 1, then work done is equal to m into v square minus u square by 2 into s. Then it is half v square minus u square by 2. Then multiply this and divide also. You separate a division you take like this. Is it proved or not? Look at work energy theorem. Work done is equal to half mv square minus half mu square. Therefore, here we can take as a work energy theorem of mv square, or it is k final minus k initial. Like this we can take. This is the relation related to the work energy theorem. See, this is also for LIQ question. Once again, I will tell you the statement. Work done by the constant force. Work done by the constant force acting on the body. Therefore, that is equal to change in its kinetic energy, because the velocities are changing. Initially moving with velocity is u. Because of the force applied, the velocity becomes v. Then work done is equal to change in its kinetic energy. This is the theorem. And you are supposed to write this, then you will get the 8 marks in final exam. Right? And here, based on this, there is a one question is given. So the question will be like it is given related to the work energy theorem question. And here in the page number, you look at 121 page number. Question number will be 2. Everyone open your materials. Everyone open the materials. The material is page number 121, question number 2. Right, I will read the question. I told you very clear, for every problem we should write a given data. Based on the given data, then we should apply a formula. Right? It is well known that a raindrops falls under the influence of the downward gravitational force. When rain is falling under the influence of gravitational force, of course we know that rain falling under the influence of gravitational force, and opposing the resistive force. When rain falling, there it is to be air resistance is act opposite to the motion of a rain. Air force is act. Because of air is acting opposite to the rain, there it is to be work is said to be done. Of course, because there is a force and motion of a raindrops are opposite. No, please have the latter is known to be proportional to the speed of the drop, but the otherwise the underdetermined. See, the latter is known to be proportional to the speed. Yeah, consider a drop mass. Here now the given data, you note like this. The page number 121, the question number will be given as the question is 2. Look at the raindrop, mass is given, you write as 1 gram, that you convert into kgs. Of course, we should take in one system, not in 2-3 systems. Either we should do in the CGS or in the MKS, but better always you do in the MKS system only. After that you convert either a CGS or a whatever the system is given. So, mass of the rain is given drop 10 power minus 3, and here falling from a height, there was a height is given, the rain is falling, that rain drop is falling from a height, it is a rain drop falling from a height is 1 kilometer is given. Of course, you convert, it is again it is a practical unit, so that you take as 1000 meters it is. We should convert into 1 kilometer as into meters, 1000 meters. Hits the ground with a speed. Now the raindrop hit the ground. It is hit the ground with a speed. What is the given speed is? It is given as 15 meter per second. This is the given. When rain falling, there will be a air is act opposite, and it is under a gravitational force, falling under a gravitational force. See what actually is asking. What is the work done by the gravitational force? Is asking. Work done by the gravitational force is asking, first one. And second one is asking, what is the work done by the unknown resistive force? There is a unknown resistive force is acting, no? Both is asking, work done by the unknown resistive force and as well as the work done by the gravitational force also acting. So that here we should get an unknown resistive force. For that purpose we should know work done by the gravitational force. See, first question, work done by the gravitational force we should get. See, before that, we should get a change in kinetic energy, that is half mv square minus half mu square. It is a change in kinetic energy. Sir, why you are taking this change in kinetic energy? I'll tell you. Before that, we should get a first this, and here delta k is equal to, it is however rain falling with a falling freely. You say u 0, no? Then here u will be 0. But half mass of the rain is given 10 power minus 3 into v, speed of the rain when touching the ground with 50 whole square minus half 10 power minus 3, speed is 0 square. So, however this becomes 0, then delta k will be, it is a 50 into 50 into 10 power minus 3 by 2. So, that you say 10 power minus 3, 10 power minus 3 will be cancelled. Therefore, delta k is equal to change in kinetic energy is equal to 25 into 25 into 10 power minus 1 by 2. This is 12 point, I think 5. So, delta k is equal to, here 10 power minus is there, no? Multiply with this, then 2.5 joule it is. This is the change in kinetic energy. But actually what is asking? Find a work done by the gravitational force. Yes, now you go for the first case, work done by the gravitational force. What is asking this? Work done by the gravitational. Work done by the gravitational force is equal to, we can say, mgh. We know this is the potential energy, no? Work, because it is falling from a height h, no? Everything is there. We know gravitational force, you take a g 9.8 or 10. According to the problem you take, mass of the rain is given 10 power minus 3 and you take g value 10 and it is coming from a height is 1 kilometer, that is in meters is there, no? Therefore, you say 1000 it is cancelled. Therefore, work done by the gravitational force is 10 joules. It is the first bit is completed. Then what is asking? Actually, second also asking work done by the unknown force. So, second one is asking, that is a resistive force. Work done by the resistive force is asking, no? Therefore, we can take like this, delta k. Actually, delta k is equal to work energy theorem, right? But the work done will be 2, because one is the gravitational force is acting as well as the unknown force also acting, no? So, instead of W you say work done by the gravitational force, work done by the resistive force you take. Then here is asking this, your substitute here, delta k is equal to Wg plus Wr it is. So, we know Wg of course, and we know delta k. See, this is the use of delta k, that's what we did the delta k, otherwise it is not required. Directly also we can take. Therefore, delta k is equal to, is given 1.25 is equal to Wg is given as 10 plus Wr. Therefore, 1.25 minus 10 is equal to Wr. This is the work done by the resistive force, that air force is acting opposite to the raindrop. Then you subtract this, approximately we may get minus 8.75 minus. Sir, why minus? What is indicates minus here? That nothing but a what? Air is actually acting opposite. Air is acting, it is actually opposite, no? For the raindrop. That's what it is indicates a minus. So, work done by the resistive force is minus 8.75 joule you take. This is the solution for the given question. Once you go through the question, read question carefully, what is given and what is asking, that we have to take like this. Is it okay? Once you look at the solution, everyone look at the solution and read question once. Once read the question carefully, then after you go through the solution. This is the way we have to do the problem, right? Once you check, before then after I will tell you another question. Yes. Is it finished? Once you check the question, read the question and to see the solution. Is it okay? Now, the next question in the same page number, that is the 121 page number, question number 4. Look at the question, read question again. I am telling you, everyone read question carefully first. So, you write a given data. After writing the data, then ultimately you will get the idea. Idea means which formula we should use there. That is the very, very important in the physics. If you know the formula, then we can do, otherwise we cannot. So the approach is only based on the given data only, not with the formulas. We cannot do with the formulas. We should do the problem according to the given data only. Now I'll read the question. In a ballistic demonstration, a police officer fires a bullet of mass is 50 gram with a speed of 200 meter per second on a soft plywood of thickness. Sir, what is ballistic? Ballistic in the sense is, if a one wood is suspended freely, it is a wood, we can say wood log, one wood is suspended. Yes, let you say this duster is suspended with the help of a thread and the thread is hanging at a ceiling. This demonstration we can call ballistic. Now the wood thickness is given as, there is a thickness of wood is given. For this thickness you take as I think 2 centimeter is given. Yes, of course 2 centimeter. Yeah, let us, when the bullet is mass is given, bullet of mass, that is from the gun, policeman fire a gun, bullet of mass is given. It is, how much is mass? 50 gram you take. Again that mass is equal to 50 into 10 power minus 3 kg. We should convert. And which is moving, this is moving with a speed is 200 meter per second. And here the bullet emerges with only 10% of its initial kinetic energy. It is emerges into the wood only with of 10% of its initial kinetic energy. Only 10% of its initial Ki you take. When it is enters into a wood log or wood, into a wood, there will be 10% of energy only used. What is the emergent speed of the bullet? That we can say emergent means the bullet is actually coming out, right? So with what speed the bullet is coming out? That you say it is the initial, you say, and it is a coming out final. The bullet is coming out with what speed is asking? With what speed is asking when the bullet is coming out. Therefore, here the given data, use this given data, there will be a 10% of energy is used. Then using that you get a final kinetic energy. Therefore, we will get the final kinetic energy will be, because only 10% of energy used. No, for this purpose what happens? The final kinetic energy is equal to 10 into 100. Then final kinetic energy is equal to 1000 joules, because here only 10% of initial kinetic energy is used, only that. Then the emergent speed of the bullet will be, is asking. So that you take final kinetic energy in the sense is, you take as it is it is 100. No, I mean to say we should get first initial kinetic energy, because we don't know initial kinetic energy. That is kinetic energy initial is equal to half mv square. Half m will be mass of the bullet, 50 into 10 power minus 3, and the speed of the bullet is entering into the this 200 whole square. So that what happens, it is we can say it is 50 by 2 into 10 power minus 3 into 200 into 200 you take. So 1 zeros 1 0, 3 zeros cancel, 2 ones 2 2s is cancelled. So that this is into this 1000 energy will get. This is the kinetic energy, right? We'll get the kinetic energy. Now you take as the initial, this is the energy of initial kinetic energy, or else you write in the down like this you take. Let us, it is the initial, no? Therefore final kinetic energy, it is 10%, no? 10% is into initial kinetic energy. So that 10% in the sense is 10 by 100 into 1000 it is joule. So you cancel these two, therefore final kinetic energy will be 100 joules. Now the final is asking speed, no? K final is equal to 1 by 2 mv square. So it is the 100 joules, 1 by 2 mass 50 into 10 power minus 3 into v square. So again you make a cancellation. So it is 1 0 1 0 1 0 will be cancelled. So that it is v is equal to approximately, so this becomes 10 power minus 3. Oh no, this will not be cancelled. You take 100, 1 by 2, 50 into 10 power minus 3 into v square. So he is asking v square, no? Then it is 200, right, by 50 into 10 power minus 3. So v is equal to root over 200 into 10 power 3 by 50, 0 ones, 5 ones, 5 fours. V is equal to, it is approximately 4000 it is. So maybe it is roughly we can take 1000, no, approximately we may get around it may be 63.2 meter per second. The bullet is emerge out from the wood log will be how much? V is equal to 63.2 meter per second. So this is the related to our question explanation, the given question in the material, page number 121. Question number is, I think 3 it is, and you go through the solution and you complete the answer. And everyone remember, this must be remember everyone, you should follow the given question and according to the question only we should do the answer. The given question, based on the question only you take the solution, which is very, very important, right? This is the today's class and we'll see in the next class. Thank you very much.